starting on the 1 hour. And I'm going to show you how we walk down. I want to look for anywhere. Okay. Now, again, this is going to work nicely when you're trading with structure. Okay. This is very disciplined that you have to stay with structure. If you're going to eventually trade off a 1 minute chart, you're only looking for trades in that direction based on structure. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This will be about maybe 20 minutes or so. Welcome all of you. I know all of you have a busy schedules and it's Friday. So happy Friday to all of you. Man, there would have been a lot of money made today had I traded today on Friday because everything was bearish. And that was the sentiment of the market. And so hopefully all of you were able to catch some pips if you did trade today with structure. You are looking at, let me come on camera real quick. You are looking at oil, as mentioned over the last week on the videos and on the in-house analysis. Okay, bearish, bearish, bearish. We just hit that bottom level. We were talking about 67, 66, possibly by the end of the week, and we are there. We are at what, 67.25 right now on this chart. So again, you know, we were talking about it. It's all recorded. You can hear it. But the buys were much, much riskier when we had such a strong weekly candle. Okay. I'm going to do another training that I've already put on my book. So I keep my little book here of things that I want to do for member trainings and things in general. So we'll talk about trading from the weekly candle. Today we're going to focus in for a few minutes, just kind of see what you can find, especially if you're scalping. Okay, but sometimes scalps begin on the what? They all begin on the lower time frames. Okay, so what I normally like to do, I'm going to go ahead and delete this now. Okay, so what I usually like to do is I like to go to the 1 hour. Okay, so let's actually use today's examples to see what you could have seen on the 1 hour. Okay, so we are on the 1 hour. Okay, and what I like to do is, because I'm going to drop all the way to the 1 minute chart, I don't need a lot of data points, meaning I don't need to go like that far back, right? I just want to look at relative information that's on my screen, okay, just like this. And then what I want to first do is I want to first mark up the key areas starting on the 1 hour. And I'm going to show you how we walk down. I want to look for anywhere, okay? Now, again, this is going to work nicely when you're trading with structure, okay? This is very disciplined that you have to stay with structure. If you're going to eventually trade off a 1 minute chart, you're only looking for trades in that direction based on structure. So what you can do is, if you're not good with structure, either A, squeeze your chart, okay? Squeeze your chart so you can see the direction of the market. Or if you want a little guidance, which I think is awesome to do, is what I typically will do is I will throw a moving average in here, okay? And what I'll do on the moving average is I will make that moving average, I will change the setting, and I will make the moving average a 50 moving average, okay? Let me go ahead and make this, let's make this, let's make it orange so it's different. And let's make it a bit thicker, okay? So, and you'll see how this comes together here in just a minute. Okay, so first thing we want to start doing is, if you want, put the moving average. Next thing we want to start doing is plotting where price has reacted from. Okay, so wherever you see price has reacted. Now, obviously, we're all the way down here now, so we're not going to put a bottom level because we really weren't interested in bottom levels. Okay, we were only interested in top levels, preferably where you see a floor and a ceiling. Okay, those are ideal. So once you squeeze your chart within a small window of time, this is like within a week or so, right? You can see, okay, bounce floor, okay, support, because you're going to be trading here. Let's assume that, today we had started trading earlier today or what have you. So let's not kind of take the last couple of days, and let's kind of take a look at this floor from here, okay, from Wednesday to today. All right, so you want to start looking again for where price has rejected, okay, from where price has rejected. So this is a rejection point. We had a couple of rejections here. We definitely had 2 rejections there. And so now we're at a pretty good level. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to drop over to the 15-minute chart, okay? And why the 15-minute chart? Well, because every time frame has support and resistance. Every time frame has support and resistance. So for example, right here, you're going to see how price came up, and then what you want to do is, I like to go ahead and label, okay, if you're going to do a 1 minute, your, let me make this blue. Okay, I like to change the colors. So this is where you knowing your charting, right? So if white is going to be 1 hour, remember, the smaller you drop in time frame, the less reliable the support and resistance is going to be. But I want to be able to see where those areas are on a small time frame. Okay, so we have some touches here to the bottom, right? Boom, boom. We've got a lot of consolidation here. And so I obviously understand that my white bands or my white lines are going to hold a lot more water than my aqua lines, because the aqua lines are 15 minutes. Okay. And so this is where you'll have to make a decision. Are you going to wait and be choosy? And are you going to give yourself an opportunity to trade off the higher time frame support and resistance areas? Okay. So we're going to kind of move this back. Okay. Move this back. And we're going to go here now. Okay. Now that you can see the orange line, okay, everybody can see the orange line. So that is the 50-day moving average. Back here on the 15-minute chart, okay, back on Tuesday, okay, we came below the 50, we came above, we came below, we came above, we came below. That's great. That's great. We're going to be focusing on the 1 hour time, I mean, not the 1 hour, the 1 minute time frame here in just a minute. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to jump to the 5-minute chart. Okay. And all this you're doing before you even set yourself to trade. Because what I want to see is, if I'm going to trade and sit in this window, right, I want to be able to look for certain things on the 1 minute chart. I'm still on the 5-minute chart, right? And you can see as you drop down, and this is why, you know, moving averages and all that other stuff it's very unclear as you drop down to a smaller time frame. This is why I put it on purpose on the 1 hour, because when you drop down to the 15 or less, you really don't even need it. The only reason why you put it on the 1 hour is if you need a visual, is to let you know that this entire time we've been trading under the 1 hour 50 MA, so you should only be looking for sells. First of all, we knew that because of the bigger time frame. But if you're going to scalp, you've got to be disciplined enough to say, I'm only going to sit on sell opportunities. Because after the 1 hour, in my opinion, this moving average really does nothing for you. You can almost hide it. Okay. Now we drop down to the 3. Okay. And then this is where I want to look back, and I really want to see on the 3-minute time frame what price is done at these certain levels. Okay. Because this is where I can really begin to see price levels. So if I'm going to go this far back, okay, this is now where I will draw, because I'm a visual person. I got to have these big boxes. Okay. I know that we had a big price came from there all the way down, and then eventually did what? Came all the way back up to retest that area. Okay. So then I'm going to draw a box at the very bottom of this, just as a visual, just for me to have. Because you see the way I do my charting, right? When I do the other ones, I kind of say, okay, this is our playing area for now. Okay, we're in a downward structure, right? You can see the downward structure here happening. And now when you squeeze the chart, look what happens. You really trap price in here, and you can say, okay, I'm in this area here, which a lot of people will call consolidation, but you can trade off the 1 minute time frame with very low risk off this consolidation. So now that I've trapped price, okay, and again, we went back to Tuesday, went to Wednesday, okay, now we drop to the 1 minute chart. Now let's bring up our chart, and let's start from the left. Okay, let's start from the left. And let me make this bigger so we can all see it. Okay, and this is unfortunately where you have to let the noise go away. You have to avoid saying, oh my God, this is going up, I'm going to buy it. All right, you're only sitting on one side of the chart on the 1 minute, because this moves very, very, very fast. Okay, so let's start here with this first, and just give you an example. Okay, Let's give you a couple of examples. There's a couple different ways that you can definitely do this. Number one is we had this box, okay? On the 1 minute chart, always, please, please, please look to your left. Your left is going to be a clue and an indicator for you. So what I want everybody to do now is go to the chat and type in left. Type in left to get you used to looking to the left. Everybody go, who's messaging me? And type in left. Okay, so what does the left mean? That means where price has kind of come from, right? Where was price before? Okay, so you're always going to look to the left. Okay, so let us look to the left. Where did price leave? Price left where? Price left this area, right? We're only looking for sells. Okay, price left this area. Okay, so since price left this area, and we also marked it up as a level of what? A good level of a white line, which is a 1 hour level. So now you have price left this area, check mark number one, closed below the strong support level or strongest support and resistance level, we have check number two. Okay, but let's say that you woke up or you're going to start trading and you're here. Okay, all this already has happened. Okay, what do you do next? You go to where price left, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a Fibonacci. Okay, from where price left to where price turned around, right? Clearly, price is here, now turned around. Now we're going to stop and we're going to start zooming in. Okay, we're going to start zooming in. And this is strictly for scalpers. And on a 1 minute chart, if you can grab, 10 to 20 points, that is awesome, right? You can do this 2 or 3 times within an hour or two of trading, right? That's your trading day on that account, right? This is just for people who are busy, who maybe can only squeeze in an hour or two. The trend is so important. You've got to stay with the trend. So what happens here? We come up to our 61 to our 88. We did not close above the 100. So you tell yourself, okay, we have not closed above the 100. The next thing you do is you open up your chart, okay, and you see you had 1 green candle, 2 green candles, and you had 3 1-minute candles. You've got price coming back up to what? To resistance, right? Previous support, resistance. We marked it as an area. That's another check mark. So we've got fib. We've got price coming back up to an area of support and resistance, which can act either way. The next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and draw on that 3rd green candle. You want to draw a line across that 3rd green candle. Okay, the body of the candle, not the wick, the body of the candle. This candle becomes your entry. Okay, the moment this candle closed right here below, that's your entry. So this becomes something like this, right? That's your entry. You're above this area, okay, right around here, and you're trying to go to where price came from. You're trying to go as far down as you can, preferably where price took off from. Okay, where was that reversal happened? It happened in that area, and you try to secure 10 to 20 because it's on a 1 minute time frame. Sometimes it'll run and you'll get 40 or 50, but your goal is to secure 10 to 20 on here. Okay, so you get into that candle, and this candle eventually ends up running pretty cleanly. I mean, there wasn't any major wick that could have scared you. Ends up running 100 points, right? Wow, that's it. If you get a 100-point trailer, honestly, you are done trading for the day. Okay, your goal and my goal for you is to be able to have you do this on your own at some point when you need to sit down because you're pressed for time, as many of you are, and grab 20 pips total for every session that you sit down, right? For every session that you sit down, 20, whether it's in London or whether it's in US, right? Those are the best 2 because they're volatile, right? They're going to move, okay? So 10 to 20. If you catch a 100, okay, if you catch anything more than 50, you are out and you are done for that session, okay? This is only for London and only for US session, okay? You are done. So if you happen to get 50 or more on one sitting, you are done. So either 225s, a 10 with a 30, or maybe even 20, right? Your goal is 20. But if you happen to catch a 50 or more, you are pretty much done. You're not coming back the next session to trade. You are done for the day, okay? My goal is that you can catch 20 in 2 sessions, that you can catch 40 a day on the 1-minute chart, okay? If you catch 50 or more, you are done for the day. Type in done for the day on the chart. Type in done for the day on the chat. Type in done for the day. Train yourself. Put it in your trading plan, if you don't already have it, that you are done for the day. Okay, you are done for the day. You are done for the day. All right, let's move on. We're just going to follow this. Oops. I'm going to get rid of that. Where's my trash can? There we go. Okay. What does price do? Price comes and gives you 100 points. Okay. What do you start looking for? Okay. Where did price, just follow the steps. Just follow the steps. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say 15, 16, 17. So about 30 minutes later, if that. Okay. Where did price leave from? We're only looking for sells. Price left here. And for some of you, maybe this helps to put these little circles, right? Price left there. Let's get rid of this. So what are we looking for here? Number one is we already did our work early, right? We did our work early. We set up the aqua lines and we set up the white lines for possible areas on a smaller time frame and on a larger time frame. So now we're going to get rid of this fib level, okay? And you're going to ask yourself, okay, let's see. We are approaching a blue line, which could be support or resistance, right? Because it can work on both sides of the fence. We left from here and we came down here and we reversed. So then you're going to grab your fib tool again. We are still on the 1-minute time frame, okay? Now, what happens here? Price comes up, and where does price go to? Price goes to our 61.8, okay? But maybe you say, you know what? It might go higher because it might go higher. We don't know that, right? So what do? You grab your trend line candle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. We are going to put, okay, our yellow line below that last green candle. Now I'm going to get rid of the fibs to make the chart a little bit clearer, okay? What happens here? Price comes down, and this candle closes below right here. Now, what do you see? What do you see? And this will take a little bit of discipline. And in this case, had you messed up, it wouldn't have hurt you because you're going to see here that your risk is maybe 20 points, 20, 25 points in some cases, right? So what do you see right here? Right? This is why we did our work early. We have a white line, right? So, but it closed below our thing. Let's say that you didn't realize that that line could act as a temporary level of support or resistance. So you get into that trade. This is the way the trade would look. That would be your entry. Your stop loss is above the wick, okay? And maybe your spread. So let's go right here. And your goal is that you can take it back down to where it came from, okay? That would be the ultimate goal to try to get there. Now, as you're doing this, price comes up a little bit. You're in the red for 8 points. You're back in the red for 9, 10 points, and then price drops. You've got to stick to your plan if you're going to trade on the 1-minute time frame. You can't let this go up 6 or 7 points and be all freaked out because when this happens, you're going to be like, oh my God. You're going to have to take a few losses of 15, 20 points, but that is going to offset the ones that are going to give you 30, 40, 50 points in the long run, right? So the goal is that we do what? We try to come back to the green level, but what do we have right here? We have a level that we identified, right, as what? The blue line as possible support and resistance. So if you see that you're coming down to this level, and here's the beauty thing about the 1-minute chart that a lot of you will miss, okay, that a lot of you will miss. We came off of this entry, right? We came off of this entry. And so at this point, before this price did this reversal back up, you already in for 40 points, okay? So you've got your 100, 30 minutes later, you've got an opportunity for another 40. Let's say you got squeamish and you only took 20. Okay? You only got 20. Okay? So what do? You say, okay, let me wipe this off the board, and then let me ask myself, let me wait for the next opportunity, because guess what price did? Price is coming up where? Back to what I told myself was an area of support or resistance on the 1 hour time frame. So this is much stronger than Aqua. This is much stronger than Aqua. Where was my entry? Remember, my entry was the yellow line. So in essence, that is where price took off, right? That is where I got in. And here are some wicks again, right at the yellow line. So, oh my God, what do? We call our Italian friends and we say, yo, Fibonacci, I need you to come over here for a minute. And you put Fibonacci. And oh my God, what do we have here? Fibonacci's outplaying again? Yes, Fibonacci's outplaying again. We're coming up to an area of support and resistance that we have identified as a 1 hour chart. We are in the Fibonacci area. Oh my God, Fibonacci wants to play again. 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. Okay. Can I draw a line at the bottom of the candle? Yes. Okay. That candle, let me get rid of this. Yo, Fibonacci, thank you. That becomes your entry. Okay. Now, this wick may have taken some of you out, but that's not where you should be getting out. If that's your entry, your stop loss is above the high. Where was the last candle? Right below the resistance area. Where was the high? Right here. Okay. You're talking 8 points. 8 points. 8 points. That's it. Right? The goal is that we can go back again, hopefully all the way down to our next support level. What happens again? We called Fibonacci. Fibonacci came back and Fibonacci gave you another 30 points. Forget holding to the end. You took 20. You're going to be disciplined and you're going to say, you know what? This can give me 50, 60, but I can't handle the stress. I just want to grab 15 or 20, but I'm going to do this 4 times a day and I'm going to get almost 100 pips a day on my own when I need some help to get some, I have some time for myself to try to grab some pips because I know it's a downtrend. So I'm only looking for downtrend. So we've got 100. Let's not be greedy. Let's just say on the first one, let's not say all crazy that we stayed the whole 100. Let's just say we got 20 out of the 100. Let's say in the second one, we didn't catch 40. We caught 20. Now on this one, what do? We caught 20. So we're up to 60 in about 45 minutes. Okay, we're on a downtrend. Now what do? This one becomes almost even easier. Okay, because you can almost keep this entry line right here, and look where price came right back to, right? Came right back to the same area that you got in the first time. There it is. Now here, you can almost use the exact same setup. And here's the funny thing about it. Look at this. Yo, Fibonacci, I need you one more time. Coming, daddy. All right, there comes Fibonacci. Look where it went to. It rejected the 88 from this wick right here, which was where the original wick we took, and rejected. Okay, great. How about the other rule, Armando? Okay, yeah, you want to do the other rule? Here's only 2 candles, but if you want to feel safe, there's your entry. Below the top, the highest green candle, you only have 2. I like to see 3 or more, but do it on 2. There should have been your entry. You already would have bagged. If you stayed with the same reward to risk, you would have already bagged almost 13 before it even broke that line. But you want to use everything. You want to use the line. You want to use everything. There's your entry. And what happens here? You go in on this candle, right? And you drop it back down to, there's your 15. Okay, you got another 15 back to what you identified in your pre-homework as a possible support and resistance on a 15-minute time frame. Okay, on a 15-minute time frame. Now, this next one here is going to spook you out. All right, some of you right now are saying, Jesus, I've never seen this, right? So ready? This is going to spook you out. We're going to clear here. We're only looking for what? We're only looking for sells. All we're going to do is extend our line. Now this was our entry. Remember that? Remember this entry, the wick, right? That's where price stopped and reversed. Where did price take off back up? From here, right? We came all the way down, and then we eventually put them, yo, Fibonacci, I need you one more time, brother. Let's throw Fibonacci. Let's kind of validate what we're trying to do. Oh my God, what happened here? Price came up, started to wick, you would have, this is a 1 minute chart, came all the way down. That was your clue. This big wick is your clue that, oh my God, they did not want to close any higher. But you're going to be more conservative and you're going to wait. There's your second candle. There's your entry. You drop down back to the level again. There's another 15 pips. But wait, you're still not sold. All right, you are still not sold. So where did price come from? Price came from this wick. I better see some happy emojis in the chat when I get to the chat in a minute. That is where price left. Where did price reverse? Price reversed from the blue line again. Okay, draw your circles. Yo, Fibonacci! What did price go to? Right to the 61.8. Okay, you want to do the line? There's your line right here. Okay, where did price close? You could have made a case for any of these. Doesn't matter where you got in. Okay, there's your wick. There's your maybe 6-point stop loss. 7-point stop loss. And this one decides not only is going to go past the blue line, but again, if you're trailing it, now you're in deep and you're running with it as far as you can, right? This one ended up going all the way down to the next support and resistance, but you're not built for that. You're only built for 20. So you only got 20, all right? So pretty much right now, since the time that we started, okay, since the time that we started, 10:44 to 13:24, so in 2 hours, on the 1 minute chart, you've had the opportunity to sit for an hour and catch at least 40, maybe more. If you stay with it in 2 hours, at least over 100 for sure. Over 100 for sure, right? And hopefully you can just trail this over and over. But let's say you don't. Let's say you don't. We're only looking for what? We're only looking for sells. Why did I say to look to the left is important? Because once you saw that this thing rejected here, you should draw a line, okay? And tell yourself, okay, that's a small time frame right there, right? So now I just drew a line on a what? On a resistance, a previous resistance, on a 1 minute chart, on a 1 minute chart, right? And because you're only looking for sells, you ask yourself, okay, well, maybe I'm not good with fibs. I wouldn't know where to do the fib. So if you're stuck in an area like this that you don't know the fib, okay, you know what I do know? You know colors. 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. You know how to grab a line, draw a line. No fib. There's your closure. There's your entry. It will look like this. Boom. Above the high, which is basically the support level, and you're trying to go down to where it came from, or down to the bottom, which is again support. In this case, there's another 17. Let's call it 15. Let's call it 15. Of course, if you stay with it, there's the outcome, right? There's the outcome all the way there. All the way. I mean, this is the one trade that if you catch one of these, okay, if you catch one of these, that's 66. What was the rule earlier? If you catch 50 or more on one, you are what? You are done, right? You are done. You are done. So the goal of this is to say, okay, let me look at price action and put myself in the best opportunity to go. We're only looking for shorts, right? So you see green, 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 green. Okay, you see, we just broke above one of our levels, right? That should tell you maybe price is going to go higher. It's on a 15-minute. But even if you screwed up and you say, let me wait for the close below the level, even if you screwed up, you caught 10. Maybe you got out here. You would definitely have to get back out here. So this is something that if you look at here and you just stay with the trend, right? And you stay with the trend, you're going to have opportunities to implement your support and resistance areas, okay? And if you're only looking for sells and you have support and resistance, right, that's what you're looking for. Once something closes above your support and resistance level, you say, okay, this one is now above. You got to tell yourself, no, that's it. I'm waiting for the next level to see if I can catch something. Can I justify with Fibonacci? Can I justify with a zone? For some of you, what's going to work the best? What's going to work the best is Fibonacci, but again, looking for these candles and just trying to scalp price. But once you see this uptrend happening here, you got to let it go until you see what? A clear reversal. And this is where putting the SMA will help you. If you're above the 50 on the 1 minute, you are not looking to sell there anytime. You need price to come way below the 50, and then you're setting yourself back up for the reversal. Remember, you're setting yourself up for the reversal. So price here closed below the 50. Price is moving up. Now you start saying, okay, where did price come from? It came from here. It went down here. There's our Fibonacci. This candle closes below. It meets the candle. So you see how everything starts putting together? We're below the 50 was our first clue. It had just done a massive uptrend. But now we're below the 50. It did a retracement. We threw a fib. We waited for the candle to close. The candle is below the 50. And now we're running 13 points to the bottom side. 13 points to the bottom side. We come over here. We let this uptrend take its place. All we do is grab Fibonacci and say, yo, Fibo, I need you now to go from here to here. And what happens here? Price rejects. Price comes down, eventually goes below our candle. There's a candle. And now you're back in the horse for another 26 pips to the bottom side. And you're just waiting for these structure points to go up, and you're just doing it over and over again. Once it leaves, you take off. And once it goes above the 50, right, you don't do anything with it. Sometimes it's going to be choppy. If you don't like what you see, don't trade it. If it's choppy like this, you stay away. But all of this has to do with the time of the day as well, right? This is only good for into London session and into US session. Nothing before, because if not, this is all you're going to get. A lot of ups and downs. Can't trade it, right? You want to start finding that volatility that's happening. And if you know the structure is bearish, this right here started London session. Okay. If you know that the overall structure is bearish and you're letting it ride, right? You're letting it ride. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh, what do you see here? Well, you did your homework. You put some support and resistance because you know your white line is your 1 hour time frame support and resistance, right? So you can just easily say, okay, I need a closure below that last green candle. There's your closure, and you run down. What does it do? It hit the 50 MA. That's usually your exit, because the 50 MA works a little bit as support and resistance, okay? But did you get another opportunity? Yeah. Yo, Fibonacci. Rejected again. Same entry. Look at the yellow line. Look at the yellow line. Candle closes. Candle closes. Either one of these two. There's your entry. Stop loss above the high. I mean, folks, you can literally do this and catch 10, 15 within an hour. And if you imagine if you just sat down during those for 1 hour, 3 times a day, and caught 15 or 20, you have an extra 50 pips on your own on a 1 minute chart. On a 1 minute chart. Okay. Woo! And this is going to be recorded, so you can go back and watch it. At the end of the day, there is nothing easy about trading. It requires you to practice. I would do this on a demo account. It requires you to do it on a live trading day, meaning when pips are actually moving. And start with a week of doing this on demo on a 1 minute. And if you can say, hey, by the end of the first week, if you can catch, if you can be 30 to 40 pips above, right, meaning you're in the profit, 30, 40 pips, you go into week 2, very small, lot size, as small as possible, and you say, okay, let me look at the charts. This requires a little extra discipline because it requires you to be focused on the trend. There's a lot of times that you are going to want to jump in, okay? And not that it won't work, but I really want to do my part to try to help you I stay with the trend, because this is going to work a lot as well. You have 4 down, you're coming off support and resistance, you draw the line in the opposite direction, you go in here. But understand that some of these may be very short-lived, right? Kind of like this. This will freak you out. So I'd rather you stay with the trend. So if you just stay on one side and you stay with the trend, you're going to see more success. But this is something that requires a little bit of practice. start on a demo account, go on a 1 minute, go on a 1 hour, draw support and resistance, go on a 15-minute, draw support and resistance, go on a 5-minute, draw support and resistance, all do them with different colors that you know what they mean. The higher time frame is always the winner. So if you can hold off till it gets there, you have a better result of catching these bigger types of reverses. But again, you can do this just off a 15-minute support and resistance where this breaks, okay, just like any other time frame. Okay, there's support and resistance at every level. Once this closes below, even though it was a 15-minute support and resistance, you tell yourself, oh my God, it's closing below. Okay, so if you have a plan, your plan is, I'm going to get in here, but I'm going to get out quickly. If this thing reverses on me, but you're telling yourself, man, I'm back below the 50 moving average, right? Check mark. I am breaking a structure area, which is that support and resistance. 2, I've got 2 check marks. Like I'm good to go, right? I'm good to go because at the end of the day, if this thing goes here and goes up, okay, I'll take 7-point losses all day to then catch a 50-er, a 60-er, a 70-er, because you're going to catch those if you keep doing this over and over. You're going to catch 20, you're going to catch 40, you're going to offset the 6 or 7s that you lose every once in a while. Okay, so you can do this on both sides, but it's much easier when you know the trend. And this is why if you just stay with the side of the 50 moving average, why I wanted to introduce it to you, it will become easier. But you see all this choppiness here, right? What is this? This is 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 12, 1, 1:30, 2 o'clock, nothing happens. Very difficult to trade. That's why this has to be for a volatility area of London and US. And if you can only catch 1 per session of 20, you just bagged yourself an extra 40 pips on a 1-minute chart. That's all you need, right? That is the goal of this, that you can jump on a 1-minute chart and you can grab 20 on US session whenever you have that 1 hour to trade, 30 minutes to trade, whatever the case may be. But you can't just jump in there. You got to have a plan off the support and resistance. You got to make sure you follow the rules. Are you under or below the 50-day moving average? Use Fibonacci. And when you see that the price action fails to close above that 88 or below that 88, that's your entry with a very tight stop loss. All right. 2 lots. I wouldn't trade 2 lots. Whatever. It depends on your. This is like a very low, depending on your account size. Like I would not risk more than like a 0.25% to 0.5% on this. If you're gonna stick to your stops, you can do 0.5%. I wouldn't do more than 0.5%. I would definitely demo this to get started. Well, I would definitely demo this to get started. All right, that is the best thing you can do, is to demo this to get started. If you can do this for a week on your side time, and you can come out profitable, not like break even profitable, like profitable, like you won. I'm going to say 75%. I'm going to go 70. If you can win 70% or more of your trades doing this, you're ready to go to live account. Okay. If you want to just jump in live and you've never done this and do it, I would caution you a very small lot size. Like even if you have $1,000 in your account, trade 10 cents a lot. Trade 10 cents a lot. The goal is not the money. The goal is, can you feel confident enough of doing this, right, to be successful? That's the goal of this. A lot of people were asking me, hey, I'm busy at work. Sometimes I miss the live. I get the trade alerts, but I get them late. And this is what I would do. Okay, this is exactly where I would live if I only had 1 hour a day to trade on my own. I would sit on, you're going to win these. You're going to win some of these. They're going to offset the losses if you stick to where your stop loss should be. If your psychology is, I cannot close my trade, then this is not a trade for you. Because as you can see, this can go run 80 points against you real quick. Okay, so this is to be able to kind of preset that either mental stop loss or physical stop loss and get out and then look for the next setup. And if you do this over a span of 2 or 3 hours, I can guarantee you're going to find the one runner that's going to offset even maybe 1 or 2 losses that you had. Okay, you just need one. You just need one. All right, any last minute questions before we go and start enjoying the rest of our weekend? Do you apply the strategy one at a time for the indices as well? This is only for, you can do this on the indices, but I wanted to focus in on crude oil because crude oil does a pretty good job respecting levels, as you have seen on the bigger time frame, right? So we'll do some more of this stuff with the indices, but I just wanted to start with crude oil since majority of the folks here are definitely, trading crude oil as part of their repertoire. And we still have a lot of people who are not yet ready for indices. Their accounts are too small, too fast, too volatile. But this is something that if you go back and rewatch this video or just kind of approach that setup, again, go back and look at the indices. You can do this on Forex pairs. Right? You can do this. A chart is a chart. That's why. So it doesn't really matter what the chart is, because if you can chart, okay, if you can understand Fibonacci, it's important to know what you're trading, because you kind of get a feel for the fundamentals, price levels. But you can literally do this on any chart. Okay, and if you have those 2 or 3 check marks, you've got the fib, it didn't break the 88, you've got the line, it broke below. It doesn't matter what that chart says. Okay, you're following price action. This is 100% price action. And for many of you, I think this is a great place to start, because you have to understand price action. Nothing else really matters. Okay, where the price is moving to really matters. And here's the beauty of this. I wanted to leave the last nugget for this. Okay, and now this requires a lot of discipline. Okay, because it requires a reset of the brain. Okay, it requires let me clear all this up. It requires a reset of the brain. Let's just, Jesus, I don't know what to keep doing on my chart. Let's just say that this was your setup. You, for whatever reason, decided that you were going to go long here. You saw these 3 candles. Okay, you violated some of the rules, and you decided you're going to go long here. Okay, and you're into your long 6, 7, and then this happens, right? This happens. Folks, look at price action. Look at price action. If you're doing this while you're trading, oh yeah. Hey, especially in the 1 minute. Hey, you start talking to somebody and you're distracted, these things are going to happen to you, right? Look what happened. If you had this level marked up, right, and you say, oh my God, we're above this level, right? Because this is a level right here. I'm going to take this long. Should you be taking this long? The answer is no. Look where you are. You're below the 50. But let's say that you took it. Let's say that you took it, right? And then you see this happening. Folks, this is where the discipline comes in. You've got to tell yourself, holy cow, this thing just dropped and closed below. You need to switch on your phone and go from a buy to a sell. Most people will stay here and either break even or take a small loss, because it happens this is a 1 minute chart, right? It happens very fast. And what do is they put their stop loss here, and what do? Oh my God, I suck as a trader. I can't do this. I'm freaking quitting. It's your fault. You're kicking your dog. You're throwing out your cat. Oh my God. Meanwhile, it's screaming at you to please sell me. And you don't sell because you're so flustered over what you wanted to do, but it's not what the charts wanted to do. The charts wanted to go the other way. So instead of getting flustered, right, what do? Just convert your damn buy to a sell. And now the points you lost here, you just made it up because you were able to get in at some point. Let's say you got in late, right? You were still able to recover 14 points, or maybe losing 7 or 8, or maybe breaking even, or what have you. So look at the price action. Look to your left. Your left doesn't lie. You have to start looking to your left and looking at these key levels and asking yourself, man, okay, these are like some key levels here, right? Even on a 1 minute chart, you can easily go like this on a 1 minute chart and say, okay, price hit the top here and price hit the bottom here. I'm just going to wait for price to tell me, damn it, which way do you want to go? And when it goes above that level, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do anything in this area that I usually will tell you, hey, there's kind of an area, I wouldn't do anything here. That's it. This price told you right here, okay? They started to tell you they might go higher right here in this area, okay? So you enter a buy there. You go long there. It broke out. You try to go to the last highest point, which was over here, and you put your stop loss below right here. And now you're above the 50 moving average. So you've got a lot of things going for you. This candle right here, this candle sold you right here. That was your candle. Okay? We're going below the 50. This candle decided to close. All I did was come back. And here's the funny part. Ready? What's this? Oops. Here's the funny part. Yo, Fibonacci! Candle took off from there. There's going to be a very tight fib. Candle reversed. Where did the candle reverse to? Look at that wick. Hit that 61, took out liquidity, and bam, off to the races. Off to the races. If you slow it down, if you stop getting so emotionally hijacked over your trading, if you stop worrying about the losses you took a month ago, if you stop worrying about the debt ceiling or things that you can't control in your life, like politics or any other crap that you think about, and you spend time and you just look at what's in front of you, it doesn't become hard once you can just say, candle, just take me where you want to take me and I'm going to follow. That's it. Almost like your faith, right? Hey, I'm not in control of my life. I don't know when I'm going to die, but just I want you to lead me to the best life possible. Same thing with this. Candle, just tell me where you want to go. On the 1 minute chart, that needs to be your philosophy. Candle, I'm going to go where you want me to go. And if I see that I'm going in a different direction, I'm going to quickly shut it down and I'm going to follow you. Because at the end of the day, the candles make you money, not what you think is going to happen make you money. All right? So I'll leave it with that. I'll leave it with that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Scott. All right. Have a great weekend. I'll put this recording when I am done. Thanks for being here. And again, shout out to the group. And I think overall, as a group, right, I think we're doing very, very well. Some of the messages I received, some of the people's growth in the last 60 days, it's now starting to click in. You're getting in a little bit of a rhythm. And then honestly, there's still some people that are struggling. Like I really want to invest a lot of time on those people that are still struggling. I truly believe if we have people struggling, then we as a community need to do everything we can to bring them out of that struggle and at least get them into the break even, feeling good about their trading, right? We've all been there. We've all struggled. So this isn't just to celebrate the people that are catching. Hey, if you're already catching pips routinely, if you see what's going on, if you're involved, if you're getting the trade alerts, if you are using some of the stuff we're teaching you and it's working, man, that is awesome. All right. But I want to dig deeper with those people who are in the trenches, who haven't still figured it out. They're still not there. They don't have a system yet. I want to work with those people, right? I want to work with the people that are not yet as fortunate to say, hey, I've had a third, fourth straight month of profit growth since being here. I want to work with the people that are struggling. So if you're struggling, you need to let us know, and we will do everything as a group together. Okay, as a group together to get those people out. It is your responsibility and it is my responsibility because we should not leave those people behind. Some people are newer. Some people don't have large accounts. We all started with $1. Okay, and that's the approach I take in everything that I do. Hey, Armando, remember when you sucked? What did you need? Hey, Armando, remember when you had $50 left in your account? How did you trade? Right? And again, stop looking at the dollar amounts of your account and focus more on the mechanics. If you do the mechanics right, the dollars amount come. Okay? Too many people have it backwards. They're worried about the dollar amount, but they don't know what they're doing in the trading. They're just hoping it hits. They're just hoping it sticks. So let's focus more on the people that are struggling, okay? Because we would need to help those people out as well. Right? I get it. Not just like in life, not everyone will get it. I get it. Right? Not everybody will get it at the same level. You will get it or I will get it. I truly believe everyone can be profitable in this. Some people, it's just take a little bit longer, right? Some people just have to go through the struggle. Some people have to fail 10, 11, 12 times to eventually hit that 13th time, right? The only time I believe you put yourself in a position that this will not work for you is when you quit, okay? Because you can all come in here and make $20 a day. And that's not going to retire you, and that's not going to pay all your bills. But if you can start with 20 a day, and we can do that consistently over 2 months, 3 months, we can then get to $30 a day. And then I remember when I had my first 1,000, I never thought I was in such a bad place mentally, meaning like for some reason, 100 to 150 was like my max for like 2 months. I would get to that point and I would just break down. I was just like, oh my God. And it was my brain not telling me, hey, Armando, you can get to 300. You can then get, not by over trading, just by putting in the work and being consistent. To the point where on my phone screensavers, I was big into the vision board things, which I think you should do. And I'm actually going to be redoing a brand new vision board for my screenshots, is putting that in there, reminding yourself every day, right? That your next goal is to go up 1% next week of where you were today. Not 100%, 1%. If you can get 1% better a week, what do you do in 100 weeks? You become 100% better in your accounts. So it's small steps. It's small steps to get there. This isn't about giant leaps. Yes, people will confuse you on YouTube and social media that they turn $10 into 10,000. Hey, I don't waste my time watching those videos because I know what's real. What's real are the people that are in here, right? Just trying to get the piece of the pie. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get our own piece of the pie to do the things that we want to do for our personal goals and our personal settings. So be very careful that you don't get lost, okay? That's right, Frank. You don't get lost in, oh my God, and this is why I'm so big in this community, right? Every once in a blue moon, what do? Those of you who've been with me since the start, I think you've probably seen maybe 5 monetary screenshots. And every once in a while, just maybe hey, it's possible. Like, I want you to see that it is possible, right? But this is why I don't encourage, and we don't post screenshots, because if I can make 1,000 and you make $10, you shouldn't feel bad about making $10, because for years and for months, I struggled and I was making $5. I was making $10. And sometimes when we see that disparity in accounts, right, that can demotivate you, because it starts planting the seed that I'm never going to get there. My account's not big enough. I can't do this. And you put all those negative seeds, and the negative seeds will eventually do what? They will grow, and they will foster in your heart. They will foster in you, and then it blocks you from getting to the places that you can't truly get. So let's focus on percentages. Let's focus it on, hey, did you grow this week? If you grew even a 0.001, you should be grateful that you're better off this week than last week, okay? And if you had a negative week, then we need to go back and fix and improve. If you lost 9% this week, right, the goal next week is that you don't lose, or you lose less than 9%. Because if you only lose 5% next week, assuming that you do lose again, right, what did you just do? For most people, it would be like, oh my God, I suck. I lost 5%. Well, guess what? No, you actually improved by 4%. You actually improved by 4% because you lost 9 last week, right? So you're moving in the right direction, right? You're moving in the right direction. Why so many people quit on weight loss? Everybody joins the gym on January 1st, and by February, it's a ghost town, right? Everybody has those New Year's resolutions, finances, and lose weight on New Year's Eve, right? But 30 days into it, they want to lose 30 pounds. They only lost 2. They quit because their expectations don't meet what reality really is, right? And the reality is this takes time. I'm in year number 9. I had plenty of reasons to quit in year 1, in year 2, in year 3, and even kind of getting into year 4 before I finally turned it around, okay? So I had plenty of reasons to quit, okay? The only way you get to this level is if you don't quit. And that's in anything in life. Now, some things I get it. You have to quit, or you got to let it go because it hurts you. It's not in the right environment. It's toxic. I get it. This isn't toxic. Nobody's here hurting you. We're just a supportive group, and we will support you every step of the way. Understand there's going to be bumps along the way. Some people will get it much faster. It has nothing to do with the account size. I have seen people blow $100,000 accounts, and I've seen people take $100 to $100,000. So it works in both ways. It's all about you and your discipline and what you're willing to commit to, right? If you never open up a chart, if you never at least understand the basics, right, then when you see a chart, you're not going to know it. You're going to be like, what is this? You got to know at least the basics. So invest 30 minutes a day or an hour a week into at least opening up a chart, your favorite chart that you like to trade, and look at it. And if something is volatile, I applaud those people that have messaged me over the last couple weeks that said, hey, Armando, I can't do crude oil. It's too fast. Okay, so I gave them recommendations. And now they're profitable because of much slower moving charts. I moved people over to Forex to do AU, EU when you are first new in Forex because those move a lot slower. The pip counts per day are not very fast. So if you make a mistake, you can absorb it. In crude oil, you make a mistake, you can be down 3%. So it's saying, hey, I can't do this right now. What else can I do? There's a lot of slowing moving pairs, okay? If you want a couple snails, you go over to CHF. You go to the chef. That thing moves like 50 points a day. That's it, in both directions. Okay, so Ryan, you got it, buddy. Ryan's going to challenge himself. I think Ryan is one of those guys that's brand new. Did very well on his demo account. He actually asked for my blessing. Can he go to live? And I said, with what you did on your demo account, you are ready to go live, start very small. And again, working because psychology is different. When it's not your money, you really don't care what you trade. When it's your money, it's different. But you got it, man. You turn that 100 and we get you, not even 100K. You get that 100 to 50K, I'll roll with you a weekend up there. I'll roll with you a weekend up there. All right? In the kiddie pool, All right, I got to go. I got to do something very important. I got to go pick up my son pretty soon. And then we're heading out for our Friday lunch shenanigans with my other older boy. And that's about it. We got some football tonight from Brazil. If you are in Brazil, we got some National Football League football tonight. If you watch American football, there's always soccer on no matter what. So those of you that are in the real football, there's always soccer going on. But we got some NFL soccer or football tonight. We got the first NFL weekend. I'll be at the Dolphins game, of course, Sunday for the home opener. So it's a good weekend and a good week of football happening right now. All right. I'll put the recording on a little bit later. If you message me and I have not gotten back to you yet, I will. Just give me a little bit of time and I will get back to you. And that's about it. Got any questions? Drop them in the main chat. We got some amazing people. Again, shout out to Brad for all his charting. And Brad's a great example. Brad started from nothing and now look at him with his EW charts. All right. So again, it takes time, but once you get it, you get a good feel and you get a good vibe to stick to something and run with it. All right. We shall see you soon. And now, who is that? I just saw, because somebody just asked me about going to happy hour. I think that was my wife. I'm not sure. I lost the text on the screen. All right. We shall see you soon. Yeah, if you want to use this video again, not only watch the video, but then go back and open up your chart next to it and start plotting. Okay? And start plotting. By the way, if some of you, okay, I have no problem doing this. I just can't promise you that. I probably shouldn't be saying this because we have over 300 people here and I'll get swamped, but that's okay. And I've got 3 classes going on right now in my leadership courses that I'm teaching online. But if you use a free platform, for example, I put the website on there, loom.com, right? And you want to kind of record yourself. Hey, this is where I would record yourself. I think it's, and please don't give me like a 20-minute recording. If you send me just get right to the nuts and bolts, like 2-3 minutes max. Hey, Armando, I looked at this one area. I would have taken this cell, and this is why I would have taken it. And you send me the links. I'll eventually go because I can reply right back on Loom. Okay, Loom. This is what I use those videos like last night with. Okay, I'll get back to you and I'll say, hey, yeah, that would have been a proper entry, right? Or if you want to send a chart, right? And I would love for this to become a learning environment as well. So on the main chat, drop a chart and say, I would have taken this, or if you want to send me a Loom, you can send it to me. But again, I think if we share it in the main channel, everybody can learn from it. So chart it up, put a screenshot, do a Loom video, right? And that way people can comment on it as well. And if we need to, we'll create another space on the side, maybe for member videos where you can put in videos about your stuff. If there's enough people interested, we can always do that as well. Again, this is your community. This isn't mine. I just got to do the back end work and all the technical stuff. But this is your community. So any suggestions you have, any ideas that you have that would help you and the masses, just drop me a message. All right. I want to make this is your community, but I want to make this the best community for you so you can not only learn, not only make some money from it, but grow with it as well through personal development as well. Have a good weekend. We'll see you later.